Welcome in, folks. Week 4 of high school football here on CVC TV. Kyle Cornell joined by AA Anthony Alford. The matchup this week, the Wickliffe Blue Devils taking on the Crestwood Red Devils here from beautiful Wickliffe, Ohio. And AA, it is a big matchup between two teams that have kind of hit similar roads so far this season. Close games for both teams, but one obviously getting a few breaks, one not. Let's talk about the visiting Crestwood Red Devils first. They've been on the positive side on some of those better games at this point. 2-1 coming into week 4 of this week here on the road, but coming off 2 straight wins, AA.
Yes, they are, but one of the things that they're trying to focus on is a strong start in the first half. You mentioned a couple of those games. The first game, their lone loss, they made it a game. They only lost 42-30, but they were down 28-0 in the first half. And then in week 2, they were down 21-8. They went out to win the game 36-21. So the Red Devils, they're looking to get off to a consistent start. The way that they're operating in the second half, they want to have that performance coming out of the gate in the first half.
Be interesting to see. And for the Blue Devils, it's kind of been the opposite side of the spectrum. Wickliffe coming in 1-2 AA so far this season, and a couple of close games, they just couldn't find a way to get it done. Turnovers, turning the ball over being one of the keys that Coach Borsello in his 13th season as head coach here at Wickliffe has talked about. He said it's been a different kind of struggle. They've had some really good years here recently, but just trying to find themselves a little bit this time around.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's the story with both of these teams as the Blue Devils come out to the field. You know, both of these teams, a lot of talent, as you're going to see here. You're going to see some creative play calling, creative coaching tonight. But, yeah, finding themselves, and their big focus, Kyle, for the Blue Devils is taking care of the football. They want to prevent turnovers and make sure that they play essentially mistake-free football. That's what they're looking for here tonight.
And for Coach D'Amato and the Crestwood Red Devils, he says the biggest key of the game tonight, tackling. Been an issue in some of the open field plays, and of course when you have to deal with 6 different players who can touch the ball and rush it well for Wickliffe, tackling going to be very important tonight. Also, both teams you mentioned, AA, limiting turnovers is going to be super crucial to be able to stay with the flow. Both coaches saying that, hey, we not really can respond too well from turning the ball over a bunch. Most teams can't, not alone when it comes to that. So being able to make sure they can control the time of possession and not turn the ball over and give easy possession and easy field, flipping the field over to the other team is going to be important for both squads.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just one of those solid things. You can live with the other team being better than you. Obviously, you're going for the win, but you can live with the other team being better than you. You can't live with giving away possessions. You want it, the focus for both of these teams, even if it's a punt at the end, you always want to end your possessions with a kick. Hopefully it's an extra point. If not an extra point, a field goal. And if not a field goal, at least a punt. That way, again, you're not turning the football over. And that's for both of these teams. They're looking for that tonight. It's going to be a big game of focus for both of these teams to make that happen.
Yeah, fun little side stat for you guys at home tonight. Wickliffe has picked tails at every single coin toss, at least so we heard, down in the field. They've won every single coin toss so far this year. And DeFurry, they're going to kick off to Crestwood to start this first half. That means Wickliffe will get the ball to start the third quarter. That was interesting.
Yeah, well, it's always fun when you get an opportunity to be captain. You're out there for the coin toss, and you notice little trends. I think Wickliffe picked up on some of those trends here. We're 4 weeks into the season, Kyle. Hard to believe, and both of these coaches talked about it. Coach D'Amato talked about it of the Red Devils. Hard to believe already, 4th week of the regular season. We are into Chagrin Valley Conference action here.
Yep, for Crestwood, one of the players we're going to be keeping an eye on there, Nate Blasiola in the back. You see number 2. Be one of the returners tonight. One of the players Coach D'Amato told us is going to be obviously important for this team. He's the leading rusher on the team as well. And again, Crestwood not hurting for too many different options either. They have a lot of different players that can touch the ball and make an impact.
Definitely, and they're looking to do that here tonight. Should be a fun one here, Kyle.
Definitely should, as we're about set for kickoff. And with that, we are underway. The ball is out. High school football week 4 here on CVC TV. Kickoff return past the 40 up to the 50-yard line. A flag comes out late in the area of what looks like maybe holding. Going to see the official call here. That was Crestwood trying to get some solid yards there, but a penalty near the 40-yard line going to draw this back a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what you're talking about here even early, just limiting the mistakes. And you don't want that early on. It's just things you focus in on. And a lot of that, Kyle, is that field position battle.
So that puts Charlie Summer and this offense back 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line here in this first quarter. Summer in the shotgun. Howie Todd at quarterback. He's going to hand it off on the left side. And breaking in Crestwood. Solid tackle. That was number 19 for the Red Devils, Tristan Addis.
And Feaster, Jimmy Feaster, number 3, made the tackle. Did a great job with containment against the receiver. He was defending, got right off of the block, slid over, used his arms, was able to make the tackle.
Yeah, this will be 2nd and 7 now. From the 33-yard line for Crestwood. Summer again in the shotgun 3 wide to the right. He's going to pitch out to his right side. A big run. Still going down past the 45 near the 50-yard line. That was Nate Laciola on the carry.
And it's going to be a lot of that, to this point. The Red Devils, they're able to utilize different weapons on the field, and they look at their rushing attack as having weapons, as having speed back there. It's a unique offense that they run, but you utilize that with the speed, and you're in good shape.
Yeah, so it's going to be 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line near midfield, inside 11 minutes to go in this first quarter. And Summer setting a man in motion. And it's going to be another handoff. Up the middle, you're going to hear this name a lot tonight. Laciola on the carry. A solid gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the offensive line as well, because if you're noticing, even here early in, we're 90 seconds into the football game. Some of these rushing plays, these are not 2-yard gains or 3-yard gains. This is 5, 6-yard gains. A first down off of one rush. Got all of that there too. If you're Blue Devils, this first drive is going to be tricky. You got to identify your keys, identify your responsibilities, and attack.
And Wickliffe technically has the bigger size when it comes to the lines here, but right now Crestwood able to do kind of whatever they want in the run game. Somewhere pitch out to the right. Laciola gets caught and brought down. Big tackle. And that was Ralph Jackson. Going to hear his name on offense and defense a lot tonight with the tackle.
Yeah, Ralph Jackson, two-way starter, sophomore, and again, talking about handling your responsibilities. He did a good job just now reading his keys, and then as soon as he identified it, Jackson was able to once again slip out of the block and make the tackle.
So first task for this Crestwood offense, 3rd down and long, about 7 yards to go on their own 49-yard line, trying to get it across the midfield line. Summer looking at a throw, right side, caught, 1st down for Crestwood. Solid throw and catch. And I believe that was Bryce Gill with the catch and a 1st down.
Yeah, Gill's going to be one of the weapons to look out for. Summer, now we had Crestwood on CVC TV a year ago. Charlie Summer, young quarterback, he grew up in front of our eyes last year. He had a big weapon last year, Jonas Honeycutt. He graduated, but you see here with Summer, he has a cannon, and he can get that ball out.
Yep, the junior quarterback getting some more reps now. 1 full season under his belt as it's going to be pitched to the outside and catch again. Laciola gets a solid gain of about 4 to 5 on the carry. It's been a steady dose of the junior running back. Already 4 carries for 20 yards on this first drive.
Yeah, good point there, Kyle. And this is what they do. They just get those chunks. And, and again, if you're the Blue Devils, you want to kind of limit that. Again, that time was only a 4-yard gain. That's kind of like the edge mark of what you want to give up if you're the defense.
And we'll see Sommer in the shotgun again, 2 wide left and right. And Laciola on his hip, on his left hip, I should say. And it's going to be a handoff. Left side, here he comes. Laciola turns a corner, gets near the 30, and that should be enough for a 1st down. 7-yard run.
Yeah, it will be. Although, again, Ryan Quinn, who made the tackle, number 25, talking about containment, that's kind of what you want to do defensively. If he does not make that play, there's a chance the Red Devils score on that play or at least get into the red zone. So you got to stay out of the attack there if you're the defensive end, outside linebacker.
Yeah, Quinn, one of the seniors on this group for Wickliffe. Only one graduating senior last year in this entire roster. This year, a few more than that. Some more leadership there as it's 1st and 10. And it's a fumbled snap. Ball's on the ground. And it looks like Crestwood fell on top of it. And Blasio able to jump on that ball and luckily saved the possession for Crestwood. A high snap there.
Yeah, and just what we talked about here coming into the game. The Red Devils, they want to get that fast start. And putting the ball on the ground, you don't want that. So facing adversity here. They had a good drive here going. Now they're set back here, 2nd and 16 coming up. How will they respond, facing adversity for the first time in this opening drive?
Seeing Wyatt Januska, the sophomore wide receiver, also check in. He's what the coach and Coach D'Amato calls a do-it-everything type of player. He can catch the ball. He can even throw it a little bit. He can run it to number 4 for Crestwood. He's now in the ball game. And with that, going to be a timeout. And the Red Devils want to talk a little bit here. With 7:01 to go in this first quarter, the score still 0-0, but Crestwood has been driving. A double A, it's been a good start, minus that last play for the Red Devils as far as trying to get off to that good start that, Coach D'Amato was telling us about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was a good timeout because when you talk about executing in the first half and getting things going, you don't want things to compound. So I thought that was a good timeout there by Coach. Get the guys under control. Don't rush anything because they did get out of the huddle a little late there. So don't rush anything, and you'll be in good shape. If you're the Blue Devils, though, you have the opportunity to shut the door and prevent these guys from getting in the red zone. The Red Devils have been able to get 4, 5, 6-yard gains here, but now the math works against them, so the Blue Devils have to take full advantage. Read their keys, and they'll be in good shape.
A bit of a break for the Blue Devils with that botched snap the last play. Sommer going to hand off left side. There is a big carry down inside the 20 to the 15-yard line for Nate Blasio. He moves the chains. 1st down, Red Devils.
Yeah, the big gain there. You got the outside containment, but then you got to have your linebackers be able to follow through inside, your secondary follow through inside, and be aggressive and go at the football, make the play. And unfortunately, that did not happen for the Blue Devils. Fortunately for the Red Devils, that led to a 1st down off of a 2nd and long.
Surprised they haven't asked me yet, blue pill or red pill.
Ooh, we're not going to do that yet.
Okay, we'll let them. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Sommer handing Blasio with another carry, his 8th of this first quarter, and a late flag coming in. Usually in the area of holding in that spot. We'll see what we have going on down on the field. And it will be against the Red Devils, so move that ball back. 2nd penalty of this first quarter for Crestwood.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the running back go a little bit more on the outside on the perimeter. Had a lot of open space. But that's what the play called design, to cut back inside off tackle. But there is room, there is opportunity on the outside to take advantage of the perimeter.
Well, you mentioned that double A the play before, too. Blasio able to hit that outside edge on the end around there and get a 22-yard gain. Maybe you don't want to go to the ball too many times in a row, but if it's there, take it.
You have the opportunity. And these are the things. That's why, the first drive of the coaches, they see this. You study your film all week. You see the first drive. You see how the guys defend it. It will not be defended the exact same way the next time they go that route.
Yeah, trio of receivers on the right for Sommer. He's going to throw, looking, stopping. He's still looking. He's going to roll back to his left. Sommer looking, going to throw it. It's a dump off to Blasio. He turns inside of the 10. Lowers his shoulder and gets down to about the 6. And that is near a 1st down. Looks like he's just maybe a yard or 2 short.
Impressive play there by Sommer. Impressive play. Just calm, cool, collective. He didn't like the first initial options. Just smoothly went back to the other side, found the dump off, and made the play. No panic. And, his teammates talked about it. CVC Media Days, talked about how much Charlie Sommer, the junior quarterback, has improved over the last year. And, I'll tell you what, if they wanted to throw the ball 40 times a game, they could with Sommer. He's a really special football player.
Yeah, so far 2 for 2, 24 yards in the drive, and has Crestwood threatening 2nd and 3 from the 7 for the Red Devils. Says he'd be a direct snap. There's Januska. We talked about him. He can do it all. He can throw as well. He's going to look in the end zone, and it is in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. A.J. Januska, the brothers trying to connect there, and it's going to be third down. Talked about what both of those kids can do down on that field. They can throw, catch, run, tackle, pretty much everything.
A little bit of trickery there, and he had the man underneath, but I understand not throwing to the man underneath because, you don't want the defender to cut that off. So with those trick plays, sometimes you just go either for the safe option or the ball's out of bounds.
It looks like Januska's going to stay in at quarterback here for a 3rd down and 3 again on the 7. Can still get a first down without scoring. And there's a handoff. Lasiel turns inside, lowers the shoulder. He's in for the touchdown. And just like that, Crestwood takes an early 6-0 lead.
And they did it just right there. Just misdirection and just lowering your shoulder and making the play there. And a great drive. Remember, we talked about how was Crestwood going to be able to face adversity off of the fumble early to try putting the ball on the turf. They responded immediately, got the early points.
Definitely did, and a solid touchdown run. And it looks like Januska's going to stay out, and they're going to go for 2 here for Crestwood. Januska 4 taking the snap, hand off to Blasiol again. He's got room on the left, cuts back inside. Easy walk in for the 2-point conversion. Number 2 gets 2 more. And the score 8-0 with 5:44 to go in this first quarter. Crestwood, the Red Devils, take the opening drive. A solid length, about 70 yards for that touchdown. AA starting strong. Crestwood actually hitting that bill when it came to keys before the game.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of getting that going. Those misdirections, though, you can see in this first drive how tough it is to defend. Sometimes you wonder, well, wait a minute. Not only who's going to get the ball, but managing the speed. And it's tough when you're defending, but the Red Devils, credit to them, able to drive right down the field and score.
And of course, first time talking about the scoreboards tonight. That reminds us tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Independence Business Supply, an Ohio-owned and operated company with full-service facilities in Cleveland, Ohio, of course, capable of shipping supplies anywhere in the U.S. IBS is a business products dealer providing you with a single source for office products, facility and break room supplies, printing, promotional products, and furniture. Visit orderibs.com to learn more about our amazing products and amazing customer service, too. And 5:44 to go in this first quarter. Crestwood holding true to their plan to start hot, and they did. Went 70 yards for a touchdown on a bunch of plays, a long drive, taking some good time off the clock, and now it's Wickliffe's turn to try and respond. And going to stop the play here. And there is a flag. Maybe a false start on the kick, possibly, or?
Yeah, the flag came down here near side.
Yeah.
Right at like the 39. Yeah, I think they're going to rule that a false start
on a kickoff.
On the kickoff.
Don't see that too often.
It's tough, man. Oh, wait a minute. I think they're picking up the flag.
Okay. There was a couple pieces of yellow laundry on the field. I was wondering if they were going to keep those down or not. So we're going to rewind the play here, and we're going to kick the ball back off. And it is a pooch kick line drive down, and it is taken by Wickliffe. Solid hit down there by 14. That's Tommy Georger. He's a junior for Crestwood on the tackle.
That was a picture-perfect tackle.
Jake Beal tried to get something out of that return, and he just got smacked.
Yeah, it was tough to even get the handle on football, but perfectly sound tackle. That's what you want to see on special teams.
All right, so here we go. This is the Blue Devils' time to shine now. Senior quarterback E.J. Mester going to jump into the game now. Talk about battle of two really solid quarterbacks. A lot of misdirection in this offense. Mentioned a wing T set, but they do spread the field like this. Two out wide to the left. And it is going to be a handoff left side. Wickliffe with a solid carry, getting about roughly 3 to 4 yards on that first run. I think maybe Bobby Plum thought maybe he didn't get tackled, trying to keep going, but the whistle did blow.
Yeah, good approach there. Now, one thing I did notice just off of the first play there, Plum and whoever else is going to carry the football for the Blue Devils.
A lot.
They better protect the football because first play just now, the Red Devils, Crestwood, they're going to try to go for the strip.
Seems like it is now 2nd and 6 from the 44-yard line. Mister in the shotgun. Going to hand off up. Actually, no, go up the middle. Going to keep it himself. And Mester able to get a couple more yards, maybe 2 on the carry. So it's going to be 3rd and short.
You had a senior quarterback. He can run with the football as well. All of their ball carriers, Kyle, are athletes. Every single one of them.
It's going to remind us AA of last week with Kirtland. See how many times they can fool me up in the booth here. But the misdirection is, it's a pistol and a jump. Wonder if that's going to be offside.
I think so.
Yep, they're going to call it. That's going to be a 1st down for Wickliffe. 5-yard penalty is going to move the chains.
And you talk about the announcers being fooled. You know, this is exactly what you practice all week. You know, reading the keys. This is probably one of the more difficult offenses to prepare for because you don't see them. You don't see this type of offense, the wing tee. You don't see it that much. We see the spread offense a ton. So reading the keys, it's going to be tough.
It really is. And that's a 1st down. There's a handoff to the right side. Breaking through in a big run inside the 40-yard line. Right there for Jimmy Feaster. He moves the chains.
And way to stay with it there for Feaster. Uses his lower body strength there, breaking a few tackles. Great solid blocking as well. There were a couple of pull blocks in there. That makes it hard to defend.
And again, they will run quick here as Feaster gets the carry again, breaking in left side, trying to get through and get stopped. Solid job by Crestwood to swarm the line for a short gain there. Only about a yard.
So the one thing I did like just now there for the Red Devils, even though it's not going to be counted in the stats, there were multiple people on that play that were tackled.
Coach said tackling was key, so yeah, definitely.
There were multiple people that were tackled on that play.
Find someone and bring them down.
Yeah.
That's the goal at this point.
If it looks like they have the football, I'm kidding. But that's
well, with misdirection, yeah, you can definitely get fooled with that. We've been fooled a few times already ourselves, and it's still just the 1st quarter. Mister in the shotgun, going to throw left side over the middle. It's low. Is it caught? No. They say it's just a bit short. Hits the turf. Yeah, that was looked like it was Noah Dome down there, another senior that just couldn't hold on to it. Ball was a little bit underthrown, but it's only to a 3rd and long coming up for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, tough play there to make. It's just a little bit higher. They're going to look back at that play, say they could have had it there.
So here we go, the first big test now for the Blue Devil offense. Essentially have to go 10 yards here for a 1st down. They're going to throw left side. It is caught. And big tackle right there from Crestwood. And that was Nolan Huntington, a sophomore for Crestwood, who made the big tackle. Throw outside Frankie Bukar was no good, only about a yard or so. So here we go.
And he read that play. We're going to have a Blue Devils timeout for Wickliffe. He was able to read that play. And sometimes, you see like, you can make that play there on the outside. Those open field tackles, if you're defensive back, sometimes those plays are hard to make. The spotlight's on you. There's nerves. If you miss the tackle, you might give up a big play there, but ball came out just a tad bit slow there, and the defender was able to read it, make the solid open field tackle.
Double A, if you're Coach Porcello here for Wickliffe, 2 plays ago, that pass play, it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit underthrown, but otherwise got some good protection. I think you feel comfortable letting your senior quarterback here throw the ball on this 4th and long if you're going to go for it.
Yeah, there's open opportunities. Just got to strike and make use of it. It wouldn't surprise me either here on this 4th down. It's 4th and 8. It would surprise me as well to see a little bit of a screen here get set up.
So here we go. And again, drawing them off sides. Hard count.
And now different strategy employed now. Because now 4th and 3, it does give you a little bit more flexibility if you're the Blue Devils to even on 4th down, run the football. You could get a short slant pass. You could get an out route. Opens up a lot of opportunities here.
Definitely does. 4th and 3 on the Crestwood 30 for the Wickliffe Blue Devils, trying to get a 1st down and keep this drive alive. Mister in the pistol formation, of course, wing tee. Now he's got running back on his hip. Snap is out. And he's going to keep it himself. The senior quarterback driving through. It's close, but it looks like he's going to be short. Messer couldn't get enough, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, and Crestwood's going to hold solid, and they're going to take over the ball just inside their own 30-yard line. And
a solid job there by the defenders. Every one of them maintaining their assignments. You know, if you try to play hero ball defensively, you're going to give up the big play. So solid job there, coaching-wise, on the Red Devil side to maintain their keys and make the stop.
So back comes out Sommer in this offense. First down and 10 from their own 29, 2:42 to go in this first quarter. Snap, throw right side, Sommer, it's complete. Very, very short gain on the left. That's Bryce Gill again with the catch, just for a yard, if that, on the play.
Yeah, good defense there on the outside. Our CVC referee gets some work in there as well on the side. Physical game out there.
Shed the block, ref. You got this. Second down and long. Pass out to the left side. It's caught. And a solid gain for Crestwood. That's A.J. Januska, another senior.
Yeah, Jake Beal on the outside, staying with the play and making the play defensively.
Yeah, a little 7-yard gain there, so it's third and short, about 2 yards for the Red Devils, and they've been off to a good start so far. Put together a long drive to start this quarter, and start this game rather, and now looking to keep some more momentum going after the defense forced to turn over on downs in their own right. See what Coach D'Amato and junior quarterback Charlie Sommer have. And it will be a handoff left side. Laziola breaks through to the 50. He breaks through to the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10. Being chased down, but not fast enough. Touchdown, Crestwood. And just like that, the lead ballooning even more. Now, they jump up to 14-0 with 2:03 to go in the first quarter. Well, fast start AA achieved by the Red Devils tonight.
Yeah, Red Devils opened it up there. I love what I saw there for the offensive line between the center and the left guard, just opening things up there, and that set up the long run and just attacking there on second level. So taking advantage of the turnover on downs, Red Devils find themselves up 14-0.
How about Dave Blaziol, by the way? 9 carries, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Amazing.
For Crestwood, and looks like, again, it's going to be another 2-point attempt here for the Red Devils. And Januska, again, going to roll out to his right. Looking, turns the corner, reaches, and he is going to be short. That's going to be no good. So Wickliffe holds true, and the score does as well. 14-0 to score, 2:03 to go in this first quarter. I'll remind you, of course, our presenting sponsor for CVC TV is Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website. That is at www.ohsurgery.com. Of course, thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and CVC TV. So again, just over 2 minutes to go in this first quarter, and it's been a hot start for the Crestwood Red Devils visiting here at Wickliffe against the Blue Devils. Crestwood on top 14-0 early, and AA, really the run game has been hot and it keeps going for this Crestwood offense. And really, again, Blaziol with a fantastic first quarter so far, over 100 yards and 2 scores.
Yeah, and you can see the explosiveness that he has, especially on second level. He's able to take off and get things going here. But I'll mention as well, the 2-point conversion, not being able to get it for the Blue Devils. You do see a little bit of an opening, but now here they go. They got to take advantage, and you got to chase points here early in this game.
And then Jake Ironman going to put the ball away for the Red Devils after this hot start on offense, and the Blue Devils is trying to kind of find themselves a little bit on offense, put together a solid drive. They got down deep into Red Devil territory, but just could not find a way. That ball actually goes off a Blue Devil, and eventually, yeah, AA is right on it. They do fall down near the 40-yard line, just inside, maybe the 38.
I'll tell you what, in high school football, kickoffs are tricky. You know, and Ryan Quinn was able to, they're tricky because you don't know where the ball is going to go. This is not the NFL where the ball is just going to be kicked deep. So every line of the special teams, you better be ready.
And that ball came out hot and actually hit a Wickliffe Blue Devil there too. So if it was recovered by Crestwood, that would have been even better for them. But the Blue Devils going to retain possession now on their own 39. And off right side, penalty coming in late. This is going to be coming back. What a run. That is by Ralph Jackson. He's going to get into the end zone, but I think this one may be coming back double A.
There's a second flag that came out late, though.
Well, we'll see what they decide to rule this as. It looks like, yep, we're going to bring this all the way back. Came in the area of holding near the line of scrimmage. Ralph Jackson, another one of those guys that can make big plays, but unfortunately this one looks like it's going to be coming all the way back.
I know this play probably will not count, but now here's the interesting thing. Because of the second flag, I am curious how this is going to be ruled, though. Because the first penalty, we expect that to be holding.
Mm-hmm.
But
would you offset these possibly? Well, the defense is kind of hanging out back there. All the way back, but waiting to see the official wording still as the referees concur here. Yeah, rarely see two penalties in that situation, and that yellow flag is actually still down back near the 5-yard line.
Yeah, we'll see here. The officials
wow, they're actually
all conversating about this.
Looks like part of this run's going to count. Wow. Okay, so Wickliffe going to get some yards here, apparently. And this ball's going to be put down. It looks like maybe at the 15. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, an illegal block in the back end there. So that moves the ball back 10 yards, but the run does count. So the ball all the way down to the 15. How about that? Solid run for Ralph Jackson. Not a touchdown, but, you'll still take that.
Yeah. I wonder if the flag on the back end, the first flag we saw, was picked up.
That's entirely possible, double A. And still some question marks from the Crestwood side as to what actually happened. And we saw that flag come out very early on that run, and it looked like it was in the area of holding in the defensive backfield.
Right.
Or in the offensive backfield, I should say. And then, of course, you mentioned double A too, the flag coming out near the 5-yard line for an illegal block from Wickliffe, but it just moves the ball back a little bit, but Wickliffe will take it in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 15. And Ralph Jackson again getting back. Another penalty flag comes down as Jackson inches back to the 6.
And helmet's flying off. I mean, that's
getting physical out there. 9-yard run, but we'll see if this one stands.
It's very physical up.
And it will not. It's a hold for the Blue Devils. This time the ball is coming back.
Yeah, Blake Bumgardner, number 55 for Crestwood. He lost his helmet, so he has to be subbed out for a play on defense.
I mentioned both teams actually coming into this game fairly healthy as well. Number 10, Mason Satterley, again, junior for Crestwood, the only player out with a broken arm, but hoping to get him back maybe a little bit later on in the season. So now it's 1st and 20 from the 25-yard line. And Jackson gets another carry. He's riding the hot hand right now. He gets about 3.
I'll tell you what, the long run, I know it was a penalty at the end, but the long run where Jackson went into the end zone, you could tell that built some confidence into Jackson and to this offense, the Blue Devils, and a little bit of a different swagger, after that play.
Well, penalties, though, have been kind of a norm so far as we inch down under a minute to go in this first quarter. 6 total penalties in this first frame, 4 for Crestwood, 2 for Wickliffe, as the Blue Devils try and answer and get on the scoreboard for the first time. Throws the man in motion. Takes a snap, he's going to throw. Looking left, it's a screen, it's batted, and it's actually still caught. What a catch out on the left side from Wickliffe. Frankie Bukar, who will be the quarterback most likely next year for this team in Wickliffe, now playing receiver, and managed to bring that in and actually keep the ball.
and I think that had to happen because that might have been a backwards pass. So if he did not make that catch, that's a fumble and possible scoop and score for the Red Devils. So that was an important play to be made there.
And a timeout called, or now actually both teams are going to let the quarter end here. So it's going to be 14-0, Crestwood on top of Wickliffe as we move into the second quarter here on CVC TV. Of course, awaiting the Blue Devils, a 3rd down and 18 from the Red Devils' 23-yard line. Well, boy, the big play from Ralph Jackson, a 46-yard run that got them down inside the red zone to the 15, a penalty, and a couple plays later, and now it's a 3rd and long, very long, for this Blue Devil offense. You like the big play, but consistency-wise, it hasn't really been there for this team.
Yeah, and here we are, week 4. This is the type of game where, let's put up or shut up time. You got to try to address that and figure it out. And the Blue Devils have the opportunity to do so. They've been working through some things, and offensively, I'm honestly not concerned about the Blue Devils offensively. Defensively, I'm a bit concerned because you don't want to give up big plays, from the Red Devils. You don't want to give those up. And to this point, that has happened. So until that changes, if you're the Blue Devils offensively right now, you got to execute on offense. And right now you're chasing points. Get some kind of points on the scoreboard and operate and go. To this point, though, Kyle, Ralph Jackson, he's been the guy. He's been giving them the football and have him operate and go.
And on this 3rd down, it looks like Jackson not going to be in the game here.
And again, it's just rotation, so he'll probably be back in shortly.
He's probably a little bit tired of that big run he had towards the end of that first quarter, that 46-yard scamper that put Wickliffe in this spot. Mr. Going, and he wrapped up, but there was a penalty, and it's going to be a false start on Wickliffe. So back him up 5 more yards, and here we go, 3rd and 23 coming up.
And I was going to mention, that's probably why, not in. So 3rd and long situation here. All bets are off at this point. To this point, we talked about in the pregame, you don't want to end the possession with a turnover. So, just don't do anything too risky here. Make the solid play, even if it does set up a 4th and short here.
Yeah, Frankie Bukar and Feaster out there. And it's just going to be a quick pass. 22 there, that of course being Noah Dome. And really not much on that gain of anything. So again, 4th and 23.
Yeah, Guile making the play defensively, just read it. And sometimes with those screen plays, the only tricky thing with screen plays, sometimes they slowly develop. And if you don't, if it doesn't develop quickly enough, the defense can read it quickly. And especially the defensive end or outside linebacker, you could see it, attack it, and go from there.
You give credit where credit is due to Crestwood's line as well, kind of holding up against Wickliffe here in this moment, especially after getting gashed by that 46-yard run. Outsized, out man too, but still able to keep this Blue Devil offense at bay. Throw out to the right. It's actually a pitch back. What a play by the Blue Devils. It's going to be short, but that was impressive. Don't see that every day.
Hey, creativity. And to this point, you played a field position battle. So, yes, a turnover on downs, but, you do play that field position battle. And the Red Devils, Crestwood, instead of starting the drive on, the 25-yard line, they're going to start their drive inside the 15.
A little bit lateral there to Bobby Plum, who made a move and made a cut. We thought maybe he was going to break through and get that 1st down, but he got stopped about 10 yards short on a 14-yard catch, lateral, and run. And now Crestwood offense takes back over. And Blasio with the carry. Steady dose of him. That is his 10th carry of this first half.
Yeah, Blasio has been that dude in this game to this point, been able to carry the football. I like how he lowers his shoulders there inside the pocket. He does a great job, fundamental football by the young man.
Well, he has 117 yards on the ground in this first half alone. And mind you, most of that came in the first quarter. First time Crestwood touched the ball on offense now in the second quarter. 2nd and 6 on their own 18. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Crestwood has a 14-0 lead. And there's Blasio again breaking to the right. He turns upfield, lowers the shoulder, and Gets past the 25 to the 26, and that's going to be enough for a Crestwood first down.
Yeah, meet contact with contact. Lowest man to the ground. It's good defense. Get into the point of tackle, but Blasio even lower his shoulders, dictating the pace of the game, dictating the offense, going that way.
First and 10, 26-yard line for the Red Devils with a 2-touchdown lead and trying to put together another long drive here to start the second quarter. And Blasio taking the ball up. A shoe came off, and there was a flag in there, too.
Losing helmets, losing shoes.
Blasio got about a 5 to 6 yard gain, but this one could be going backwards. And it will be. Maybe hold on the offense, so let's move it on back.
And just trying to find that opening there. But, again, kind of similar to, the Kirtland offense we saw last week, Kyle. Just, you're looking to get those solid runs and take away plenty of time.
Yeah, now first and about 20 from the 17.5-yard line. Looking at a throw. Deep ball. He's got a receiver. Got a couple down there. It's stole through the hands and incomplete. Solid throw from Sommer. Looking for A.J. Januska, but just could not complete it. And AA, it was there. What a ball. Right on the money. Januska just couldn't bring it in as he fell to the ground to try and make the catch.
Yeah, tough. You had two defenders right there. That might have affected the eyesight, of making a catch. But obviously that would have changed things if that highlight play was made.
That's Sommer's first incompletion of the game. He's now 4 of 5.
But, man, he throws a smooth football.
Well, last week, 13 of 16, over 270 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He, again, Coach D'Amato telling us, too, probably his best game of his career starting. Remember, he started all 10 games last year, and, of course, he's the starter moving into this season, too. You mentioned kind of growing up before our eyes last year, seeing that, and showing on the field this season as well.
And he's surrounded by a lot of returning starters as well.
Really is. Pitch out to the left side. Again, just nothing going on. Blasio with the carry to the left.
But that's good on the Blue Devils defense there, defending the perimeter, the containment, following up. Games like this, those pursuit angles are huge. They're a big part of this game. And, they're going to see that. They're going to see that and take full advantage. If you're Wickliffe, 3rd and 18 situation here. Got an opportunity here to make the stop.
And try and get some good field position for your offense, who's been able to get some drives together, but 4th downs have been the issue for them as Sommer rolls out to his right. He's got pressure, throws back to the left at the screen. Into Blasio. He turns left side, moves upfield, and goes out of bounds. Solid game, but still going to be short by a bit. And Blasio got that ball to, I want to say about the 29, 28-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's going to be key here. Ruskin defensively making a critical play on the outside. And dare I say, Kyle, we're going to see a punt.
How about that? First one of the game. This team's going for it on 4th down a lot. Instead, we're going to see Crestwood boot this ball away. Snap is good, and the punt's off, and it looks pretty good as well. Going to bounce down to the 30, and they're going to let that one go. Smart play there, and they'll be down by Januska at the 27-yard line of Wickliffe. Thought about trying to return that for a second, but the ball slowed down just a little bit too much.
Yeah, sometimes it's really tough to judge, even like with the turf. It's the ball. I thought the ball was going to bounce out of bounds. Yes. Every time you think that way, it never does. It goes from there. I want to point out something real quick, Kyle. If you look up top at about the 45-yard line, up in the air, there's a drone over the field. I forgot the drone.
Oh, you're not
here.
flying that? I thought you were flying that.
No, I am not. I am not controlling the drone. But it's at midfield. It's at the 45. It's actually pretty cool to see. My goodness.
I want to see that footage, too, after the game.
I don't think Peter Well, let me fly the drone if we had that.
It's probably for the best.
I believe so.
First and 10 for Wickliffe. Ball on the left side. Oh, what a sick tackle there. And Blasio said, hey, you know what? I play defense too. Wow. Yeah, Addis was there as well, but Blasio cleaned it up.
Yeah, and a clean hit. That's all clean. Right there, impact, lowering the shoulders, and following through. And again, mentioned before, that was a combination tackle right there. I would like to see, to prevent that offensively, turn up the field. Turn up there. You see the hole there? Be aggressive and turn up there on the field.
And Bonadio had the carry. And breaking back in the left side. And again, not much going on for Crestwood. Probably Plum with the carry and just maybe a yard or two on that. So another 3rd and long for the Wickliffe Blue Devils.
A little bit better there, like just trying to turn up the field. But, I think what's kind of happening right now is they're attacking straight up. Offensively, they're kind of straight up a little bit there. Like you want to force the issue offensively. And it's hard to do that if you're going into the hole there standing up straight.
So here we go. 3rd and 8 on their own 29. Mester in the shotgun. Going to roll out to his right. Looking. Mester going to throw it. It's caught. And that's going to be a first down. Ball comes out late, but I believe he was down by contact at the 40. Bukar with the catch, 11 yards, and a first down for the Blue Devils.
Good find there right there, and just rolling out to the outside, attacking offensively, and making a play. And that play could have been an out of control play, but quarterback, receiver in sync with each other. You could tell they worked on it in practice all week and all season long. You can tell they've been working on that play.
And Bukar, his 3rd catch of the first half as Wickliffe moves the chains on a 3rd and long. They have 1st and 10 from their own 40. And up off the middle, bouncing to the outside, and man, Crestwood read that one like a book. Jackson got the carry and got stuffed right at the line of scrimmage by a host of Crestwood tacklers.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the adjustments that's going to be made at halftime there with the Blue Devils on some of those option plays. But I'll tell you what, this Red Devils defense, pretty aggressive in attacking the ball carrier.
Halfway point of the second quarter, now 6 minutes to go in this first half. 14-0, Crestwood with the lead. Wickliffe trying to get on the board and respond. Handoff left side, again, Crestwood just swallows that play up the middle. We're getting maybe one. Plum tried to get some yards again in between the tackles and just got stuffed.
And again,
And there's a late flag, double A too. That came out. Looking to see where this one's going, and obviously when it's wow.
Yeah, that'll do it.
There were some extracurricular activities at the end of that play too in the offensive backfield. We saw with some blocking, and there you go, Crestwood with another penalty.
Well, the outside blocking, playing through the whistle, that's fine. That's physical play. Just be clean. You'll be in good shape. You want to prevent the head and the head tackles and things. And sometimes it is tricky because you're in there. There's a lot of action going on there. So, most times it's not meant with intention, obviously, but you want to obviously limit those mistakes.
And 19 for Crestwood, going to jump off the field for a second. That, of course, Tristan Addis, the junior. He may have been involved in that play before. So now it is 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line for Wickliffe of Crestwood. So they're on the other side of the 50. Blue Devils trying to mount a drive here. Handoff again up the middle. And Jackson trying to get some yards. Maybe got a yard and a half on that, maybe 2.
Yeah, keeping them honest, but there's some outside opportunities, on those plays. But sometimes, when you run an offense like this, you may think, oh, that was an unsuccessful play, but you're keeping the defense honest. And for aggressive defense like Crestwood, you do want to keep them honest because it might set up something big in the second half.
Here we go, 2nd and 9 on the 43. And this time, Mester's going to keep it himself and get that to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, he may have got a half a yard on that carry, if that, but it's going to be 3rd and long again for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, good job there, Bryce Guile, staying with it. Again, reading their keys and going with it there. great on his end. It's critical 3rd and 9 here. I would imagine, Kyle, 4-down territory for this game. So let's see here who makes these plays, these next couple of plays here.
Well, boy, take away that big run from Jackson in the first quarter, and it's been tough for Wickliffe's offense so far against this Crestwood defense. Mestre rolling out to his left, throwing, and it is caught, and that is near the first down marker at the 35. It looks like about a yard short. Ibukar caught it, and again, it's going to be 4th and short. You'll take that, 4th and 1 or 2 instead of 4th and 9.
Yeah, Mister's been able to find those receivers on the outside of the quarterback, use his athleticism, as sharp throws as well.
And hurry up here from Mestre. And this Blue Devil offense maybe trying to get another jump, and someone did move, and I think it may actually be encroachment, and it will. Another penalty on Crestwood. That's going to be a 1st down Blue Devils.
2nd, 4th down given up by the Red Devils off of jumping off sides. 3rd overall encroachment penalty. And those things, that's what makes it tough. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot there.
7th penalty of this first half for the Red Devils as well. And now Wickliffe on the 30 of Crestwood, 1st and 10 with 3:50 to go in this first half. An opportunity to try and get on the scoreboard. Here, your right side. Jackson had the run, and again, got about 2.
Well, and again, that's those penalties you mentioned, 7 overall, and 2 4th down encroachments given up. Those are scoreboards could be a little bit different if you don't give up those 4th downs. You're giving free plays over to the Blue Devils. You don't want to do that.
Keeping those drives alive, honestly, too. You mentioned, the 4th down when you have an opportunity to stop a play and you didn't get the play off because there's an offside. That's not ideal for Crestwood, as Wickliffe now 2nd and 8. One on the left. And a solid gain down to about the 23. That was Jimmy Feaster, the sophomore, with the carry.
And from a mindset standpoint, you feel like you did everything right defensively to make the stop, and then the penalty happens. And, oh, man, we got at least four more plays now. And, it's just from a mentality standpoint, but it makes it tough to stay with it.
There's now a 3rd and short coming up. 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. Wickliffe putting together a solid drive. Can they capitalize? Mestre going to keep it himself. He's going to get that 1st down. Puts his head down past the 20 down to the 17-yard line. That's going to be enough. 5 yards and a 1st down for the Blue Devils.
And Jimmy Feaster, number 3, great blocking to open that up along with the offensive line. When you get your skill guys committed to blocking, you got a pretty solid football team. You get them to commit to blocking.
That buy-in Double A's been talking about since week 1 of our high school football season. It's a handoff left side. Feaster breaks through. He turns the corner, and he's in. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Jimmy Feaster, a 17-yard scamper, and just like that, it is a 1-possession game. The Blue Devils back in it.
Yeah, and also credit there on the outside, Nathan Aberzino, their number 78, the sophomore lineman who got out there, made the block, huge contact, was able to make the block, and helped set up the score there.
So Eliza Wells, senior kicker, will be there for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Cut the lead in half. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in this first half. The score, 14-7. Crestwood with the lead, but Wickliffe finally responding. Of course, I want to remind you of the presenting sponsor of CVC TV, of course. It's Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Drs. Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Their specialties including dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website. That's www.ohsurgery.com. Thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and CVC TV.
This Blue Devils team, Kyle, Coach Porcello talked with you this week, and he mentioned, these guys, they don't feel bad for themselves. Their games, they're 1-2, but they're a very good football team. There's been a few plays that's kind of determined the wins and losses, but they don't get down on themselves. they respond and take full advantage, and they stay with it. You know, and they did it right there. They were handed a gift on the 4th down, and they took full advantage and went from there. And we got a one-score game here, Kyle.
And don't forget, Wickliffe going to get the ball to start the second half as well. So 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the first half. And if you have the special teams and the defense for the Blue Devils, your goal probably here is to make sure that no points go on the board from the other team in these last 2 minutes and change, and try to get to that halftime locker room only down 1 score. And a kick again, a pooch kick to the right. And that ball is going to tail out of bounds. So Crestwood going to have pretty solid field position here to start this next drive with 1:59 to go.
And I believe since it went out of bounds, the ball should move up. It should.
I want to say it's like the 35 is where we're going to start this.
But we'll see.
The official ruling here, and it will be. All right.
Yeah, 35, yep.
There you go. So 1st and 10 from their own 35, just under 2 minutes to go in this first half. And Crestwood, after that hot start in the first quarter, trying to find pay dirt again here with some limited time in the second.
Classic 2-minute drill here, Kyle.
And we'll see what we do. And a carry for Ambriol on the carry on the outside. And what a carry there from Blasio, I should say. A solid run and a first down.
Yeah, pressure situation here for both of these teams. For the Blue Devils, and we talk about this every week, you got a lot of two-way starters on the field. So, yeah, you had a physical offensive drive where you scored, but you're right back out on defense. Pressure situation, you know, you don't want to tilt the scoreboard back the other way and lose that momentum before halftime.
You really don't now. As here we go. It's 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line of Crestwood near midfield with 1:52 to go in this first half. Plenty of time for some more points for the Red Devils. A throw, it's deep on the right side and just out of the reach of Januska. Summer tried to air that one out deep again to one of his favorite targets. But Januska couldn't bring it in, just a little bit out of his reach, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Definitely the time to take a few shots, Double-A.
Yeah, definitely. You know, take full advantage. You know, just switch things up offensively. I like the play call, and, you know, obviously if we would have connected, that's a score.
Yep.
You know, would have connected there. But, you know, still interesting time. One of the main situations that's always practiced, seemingly with every team, is that classic 2-minute drill. And all of these things you go after ad nauseum, offensively and defensively.
The Summer handoff to Blasio, but a penalty comes down. Looks like it's in the area of false start. We'll see what we get here. And there it is. Yep, false start. So that ball moved back 5 more yards. Another penalty for the Red Devils. That is, again, going to be their 8th of this first half. Coach D'Amato going to be having some conversations with his players at halftime, of course, Double-A, after a lot of yellow laundry on the field in this first couple frames here.
Yeah, there's going to be some conversations at halftime, and there's going to be some one-way discussions and film study tomorrow morning. Oh, man. You know how many times you had to run because of the penalties and stuff?
I'd rather not touch back on those fond memories of not messing up and all that. But there you go. It's 2nd and 15. Throw the outside, tipped in, just can't bring it in. Little high there for his intended target. And that was Tristan Addis, who broke on the outside, little bit too tall from Summer. And now we got a 3rd and 15 on their own 44.
Yeah, that ball came in a little bit hot. It's coming in hot. But, you know, not able to
hot and
connect.
high like a hot air balloon, Double-A.
Oh, yeah. You know, not able to connect. And here we go. So this drive started with 1:59 to go in the second quarter. If this next play is an incomplete pass, you think the clock would stop at, 1:30-ish? Only giving up 30 seconds. Well, that will change some things here for the Blue Devils.
Try to go in with a score and come out with one, too, if you're the Blue Devils, and maybe talk about getting this lead down or maybe tie ball game if you can. Januska's going to carry the ball. He's going to get mad. Big hit right there, and I believe that was Feaster who got back there. And a timeout going to be called by Wickliffe. Smart play there from Coach Porcello after the big hit by Feaster, and it's going to be 4th and long and probably another punt for Crestwood.
And Ralph Jackson made the initial connection there defensively to stop Summers. So think of it like this. They've had 2 different opportunities to pass the ball down the field, not able to convert on the passes down the field. They try to run on 3rd down, and guess what? I mean, this drive to this point has only lasted 25 seconds off the clock.
A solid defensive possession here for Wickliffe, and now a chance to possibly get some more points on the board. As Frankie Bukar and Nunzio Zivnoska head back to return the punt. And Wyatt Januska, the do-it-all quarterback, wide receiver, defensive back, and punter for Crestwood. We've seen a couple of those guys throughout the season so far.
Player.
Whole new meaning to 5-tool players here in the football realm. As Januska almost gets that punt blocked, but it's still solid and rolls past the 30. It looks like maybe around the 25-yard line of the Blue Devils. We'll see exactly where it went out.
Yeah, solid job getting that punt off there because Ralph Jackson he nearly had the block there, Kyle, like
almost
you just
did.
mentioned.
He was so close, and it is going to be out just inside the 25-yard line.
So they got, 87 seconds if you're the Blue Devils, Wickliffe Blue Devils, to perhaps drive down the field. Critical drive here.
Yep.
I would like to see the Red Devils maintain their aggressiveness, but to this point, be disciplined as well, because you might see some adjustments in the second half for the Blue Devils. You might see a bit more misdirection.
Yeah, Feaster at the backfield, and this is going to roll out. Throw left side. It is dropped and incomplete. Just could not be brought in. Some frustration there from Zivnoska that tried to catch that ball, but just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, and I know he wants that football back. He definitely wants that back. But again, playing the clock game too, because this time, if the Blue Devils, if they're not able to convert passes, there's not going to be much time coming off the clock here either. So 2 minutes, we say this in basketball, 2 minutes is a long time in basketball. You're in a football situation, you're passing the football and it's incomplete passes. Kind of the same deal here.
Remember, Crestwood also has 2 timeouts as well, so if they get another incompletion and a stop, they could call one and try and get some points on the board in their own right. Nestor rolling out, going to throw again. That ball up and tipped in. Eventually, it looks like it was brought in. And it is a catch out of the 34-yard line, and that should be... And, of course, it's Bukar who got near the first down. The ball was tipped a couple times, and Bukar managed to bring it in and get that foot down.
Way to stay with it and have to stay in bounds, too. I feel like playing wide receiver today, slot receiver, wide out, you got to do a lot more tougher things now than you did back in the day. More speed is involved there, and maintaining the ball, maintaining the catch.
Well, we talked about it, too. Bukar is going to be probably the starting quarterback for this team in Wickliffe next year. He's got 5 catches in this first half as a receiver.
He's definitely an athlete, and he went out of bounds. That stopped the clock.
Smart play there, able to get that. It is a first down for Wickliffe. Nestor rolling out again, going to throw. Ball's up, he's got a receiver, it's caught, and turning up the field, and out of bounds. Solid catch and run. Noah Dome with the catch. What a first down play. And Wickliffe moves the ball to the other 35.
And these receivers are doing a great, great job running their routes, solid routes. Great play calling as well. And, the Blue Devils, they're moving down the field as we have an injury on the field.
And that is one of the Red Devils down. That being number 50, Landon Kunzer, actually, who is able to get up now with a little bit of help and walk off to the side. Hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
sophomore.
And he's made some impact plays up front, both offensively and defensively. And hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah, Kunzer able to jog off under his own power double way, so that's good to see. Again, 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in this first half, and back to the action. Wickliffe First and 10 on the Crestwood 35. And Doan with a solid catch. Mr. rolling out again, throws, and that one's over the middle and almost intercepted. Looks like Blasio was in there too and knocked that ball down. That was very close to being intercepted, Double A.
Yeah, that was one of the times where, if, you know, Mr. might have rushed it just a little bit there. You know, but this is what, the third, fourth, or fifth consecutive rollout play as well. So defenders, you know, they're starting to figure it out.
A little bit. As again, 1:03 to go, second and 10. Ball on the 35-yard line of Crestwood as Wickliffe is trying to pull even. They've got some time and a timeout. Nestor rolling out. And he's under pressure, and he's going to get brought down. Big sack. And that was, Bryce Bennett, the junior there with the big sack. He broke through a double team and got back there.
Yeah, and Bennett able to do that and do that solid effort there. You know, when you're blocking out there on the perimeter, you know, you just got to get there. You just got to get to the player, you know, and just row and just operate.
And that was a 12-yard loss, Double A, too, yes. And now it's 3rd and 22, and they're going to let the clock roll here is Wickliffe. I think that was the play that they're like, okay, if we get a big play here, that's great, but we'll take this into halftime and get the ball to start the third and take our chances. Messer going to roll out to his left. Plant, he's still going to roll. He's still on his feet, rolling, and he's going to keep himself and run it. Messer going to roll out of bounds at about the 40, so he's going to get 7.
And that was sets up, 10 seconds to go before regulation. The tricky thing here is it is 4th down, and I don't believe there is a play call that's designed to last for an entire 10 seconds.
We may have to punt this one away. I think,
yeah. I'm just trying to think here. You know, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I don't think there's a 10-second football play to be made.
Don't sell yourself short, man. I've seen your IQ chart. 184. This guy next to me. One of the smartest people I know.
My mom has seen it as well, and
she went at 185. And the punt is off, and it's high, and it's arcing, and it's over the head. And it's going to bounce back at about the 19-yard line. The clock ticking, and it is going to hit 0 before it's touched, and that means we're going to go to halftime. The score 14-7. The Crestwood Red Devils leading the Wickliffe Blue Devils here on CVC TV in your game of the week. The drone flying faster than a jetliner over the head of the field here. And with that, we'll take a break. When we come back, of course, we'll break down your stats in the first half, get you ready for the second half, and of course, we'll talk and have second half action from Wickliffe, Ohio. Again, the score 14-7. The Red Devils on top of the Blue Devils here on CVC TV. Back after this.
Tonight we will play selections from our 2023 competition show entitled Box In, arranged by Alex Cody. Music includes Bring Me to Life, Aha, Lux Aruski, All Calvin as well, and What Does See. What box are you in? Can you break free or are you destined to stay in that box? We feature soloists this evening, Megan Autry and Abigail Jordan. Introducing drum makers Hannah Beatty and Mackenzie Anwell, ladies and gentlemen, the Crestwood Scarlet Guard. organizer, Ms. Rachel Samrata. It's the often imitated, but never yet duplicated, Wickliffe High School Blue Devils swing band. Tonight the band is being led downfield by senior majorettes Grace Valencia and Morgan Smith. And now, here are your 2023 drum majors, Mira McGlynn and Braylon Thomas. Well, if you were around when the band's first song was released in 1984, you probably heard it on the radio. A lot. It's one of the biggest hits from one of the most successful rock artists of all time. This is Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark. at the platinum level, Call of the Wild Fund, and Wickliffe Eagles Airy number 4086. Thank you for your very generous support of the Wickliffe Swing Band. We also want to wish a very happy Blue Devil birthday this evening to Wickliffe Swing Band piccolo player, Mr. Richie Wheeler.
Listen to the
tonight with a song from much more recently, from 2019. This one from singer-songwriter Billie Eilish's debut album. It won a Grammy for Song of the Year. It's her chart-topping Bad Guy.
That was my surprise. Kimber. Yeah, Kimber. I'm the oldest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wickliffe Swing Band, thank you for your very kind attention this evening. Good luck to both bands and both teams through the rest of the season. And as always, go Devils! Fans, if you bought a 50-50 raffle ticket, you'll want to get those tickets out because in just a moment we will announce tonight's winning number. Tonight's winner of the 50-50 raffle will take home $603. The winning ticket in tonight's 50-50 raffle is a blue ticket. And that number is blue ticket 144939. Again, blue ticket 144939. If you have that winning ticket, you just won $603, and you can come to the press box area to claim your prize.
I'm sitting next to this one. I was trying to move out of here so I didn't get you. Nothing. Well, welcome back, folks. Couple minutes here to go before we start the second half. The score 14-7 at Wickliffe High School. Again, the Blue Devils trailing the Red Devils by a score. Wickliffe going to get the ball to start the second half in what was a eventful first half for Crestwood. Initially, the first quarter got to that hot start. Managed to score 14 points in that first frame, and Wickliffe battled back in the second quarter to make this a one-score game. On the Crestwood side, looking pretty solid. 13 carries, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the junior, Nate Blasiol. A couple big tackles for the junior as well. Double A in that first half for Wickliffe. Again, just managing the storm a little bit. Couple of fourth down conversions didn't go their way. Couple did go their way after a couple penalties from Crestwood, and they capitalized and got into the end zone for a touchdown. That was Jimmy Feaster, who got in for the Blue Devils in that second quarter, and that's where we are now, 14-7, with the Blue Devils about to get this third quarter kickoff.
Yeah, a couple of storylines coming into this game, pretty similar for both teams. Both teams wanted to have a strong start, a complete first half to the game, and there were some ups and downs, but from what we have seen, from both of these teams, not giving up the big lead, both teams playing balanced football. And we have seen that. So now, I thought both teams, more so with Crestwood early in the game and then Wickliffe late in the first half. So now we're going to see here in the second half, now who's going to be able to finish the game. You had a successful first half. How's that going to carry on over to the second half?
And this has been Crestwood's bread and butter all season long. They have been a second half team if there ever was one. Mentioned that first game of the first or the season, the first week. Down 28-0 at halftime. They still lost, but fought all the way back and made it just a 2-score game at the end. So Crestwood has been known to come alive in the third and fourth quarters. We'll see if they can do it again. This time the defense has to get them started as the kickoff is underway. And it's taken. And by the Blue Devils, solid tackle. Out there, that was 14 for Crestwood, that being Tommy Georger. Second time we called his name on special teams, the big tackle, and that's going to put Wickliffe down at about their own 40-yard line or so.
And what's been interesting in this game so far has been the field position battle. And, games like this where, again, punting the ball is a little bit unpredictable and, the fourth downs, those kind of things. The field position battle is going to be huge in getting the points on the board.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Ball was dropped. Again, Mester picked it up and managed to keep possession, and a 5-yard loss after dropping the snap. Not the ideal start for the Blue Devils here in the third quarter double A.
No, and it's tough, too, when you have the low snaps. Just low snap period is tough, but then also when you have, activity going on in the backfield, you don't want to flip the field ever, but especially early on, Wickliffe able to hold on.
Yeah, 2nd and 14 from their own 38 now for the Blue Devils. Mester going to roll out to his left. Throwing, and it is caught. Solid play near the left sideline, near midfield. Yeah, Frankie Buchard just picking up where he left off, his 6th catch.
And all hands there by Buchard, able to haul that in there. I will say this, though, those rollout plays with Mester, it cuts the field in half, but he is accurate. And finding his receivers at tight windows, he's been having a successful job all game doing that.
Yeah, 9 for 12, 82 yards is Messer, and the jump off sides, and another call, and that's going to be encroachment and a penalty, and it looks like that's going to push that ball forward and a first down for the Blue Devils. They needed 4, they get 5 on the offsides.
Yeah, so that's something that's going to be the topic of focus, win or lose for Crestwood this upcoming week. Those penalties. It's not official yet. The officials are still talking to see what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like there's some movement on both sides, but the defense was the one that obviously crossed the line. Doesn't matter, though, if the offense flinches. It should be a false start, but we'll wait for the official word.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately, what the officials decide.
Yeah, and there it is. So Crestwood, I believe that is their 9th penalty of this ball game.
Yeah, 9th, and the 3rd encroachment penalty that cost them a stop. They had 2 fourth-down encroachment penalties that continued to drive for Wickliffe, and that time a 3rd-down encroachment that led to a first down.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Crestwood for Wickliffe on this opening second-half drive. Pitch out to the right. Jackson with the carry. And Ralph Jackson able to get a solid gain of about roughly 6 to 7 yards. Jackson building off a solid first half. He had 5 carries, 53 yards in that first few frames there.
Yeah, and we watched him in the second quarter gain confidence running the football, and what helped him too on that last play, Bobby Plum, number 33, helping out there on the play with blocking.
So 2nd and 3. Hand off left side. Speaking of Plum, he moves the chains and gets the first down. Gain of 4. That's enough for our Blue Devils to move down the field again. Solid run from Plum. First down, Wickliffe.
And the way to be rewarded when you block well. Hey, let me give you the rock. I'm gonna feed you the rock. And that's just exactly what happened. Plum taking advantage, and I want to see the Blue Devils, their tailbacks. I want to see them aggressively attack the hole. And if they could do that, they can create some separation.
Handoff on the right side. Flag coming in late, it looks like. Jackson had the carry and got about 4 to 5 yards, but that one could be coming back. We'll see what the official ruling is.
I will say, as we await the penalty, going to be a hold against Wickliffe. I'll say this: we have cooler temperatures. Tonight, around the 60s here tonight. It's still a bit humid. It's still a little bit humid. We're not seeing the cramping that we've seen the first few weeks with games, but that could play into the second half conditioning.
Another flag got thrown down, and it looks like Wickliffe's going back even further. So the hold brought him back 10 yards, and now they backed up a little bit more. Maybe it's going to be picked up here. And maybe the coach is getting a warning on the sideline. Coach Purcell, who's been arguing some calls here.
Yeah, and again, just
frustration too, obviously, with both teams kind of picking up some penalties so far, and we're early in the third quarter. And yeah, it was a sideline warning.
Yeah, and both teams got to be careful with that, with the sideline warning. The officials, they might be lenient with it initially, but they will, if it's a continued thing, that could cost the team in yardage. So you don't want that to happen either.
And it just did. Another 5 yards, it looks like. So the ball is going to go behind midfield. This is going to be a first and forever for the Blue Devils. First and 25 for being exact on the other side of midfield. So behind the chains is fair to say on this first down for Wickliffe. Nestor rolling out to his right, looking, going to keep it himself, try to turn the corner, and he is brought down. And maybe a gain of a yard, if that.
I believe that's 6-0 there. Making a play defensively.
Yeah, Dan Doring, the junior, in on the tackle for Crestwood. Solid stop of only about a yard. So 2nd and 24 from midfield Wickliffe had some momentum. They picked up a few first downs, but now again falling behind due to those penalties.
And sometimes as a skill player, you feel once you get to the outside, you feel, oh, lineman can't get out here and get me. They can't do it. They're not going to have the ability to do it. And it just happened right there. Athleticism up front as well.
Messer going to drop back the pass, throw over the middle. It is tipped in, intercepted. And here comes Addis. He turns the corner down the left sideline. He breaks through down to the 20, 15, and actually will drop, at the 20-yard line. Easy for me to say. And Addis with an impressive interception off the tip. Tristan Addis, the junior, right place, right time. Messer makes the mistake, and Crestwood has the ball on the Wickliffe 20-yard line.
Yeah, and great job there for the Red Devils. Reading the quarterback and identifying, the play and making the interception and going from there. And for the Blue Devils, possession they would like to forget very, very quickly.
And they're going to have to. The defense on the field now. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line in the red zone already for Crestwood after that interception and return from junior Tristan Addis. Now we'll see what Charlie Summer and this offense can do. Handoff up the middle, pushing the pile and getting a solid gain of about 3 to 4 is Nate Blasio.
So remember we talked about early in the first quarter about Crestwood getting 3, 4, 5. Actually, early on, it was 5 and 6 yards. And the Blue Devils have kind of contained it, but still giving up, 3 yards here. Kind of eat some things up as they're down in the red zone.
2nd and 7 on the 17-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's still 14-7. Sommer sends Addis in motion. Pitch out to the outside. Here comes Blasio again. He turns the corner. He's got run. Blasio inside the 10 to the 5. Spin down to the 3-yard line. And big tackle there by Messer, the quarterback, who does play both ways, offense and defense, and that's a first down.
Yeah, I like his style of running. He glides there, but we got another penalty here.
Another hold coming down for Crestwood. That'll be their second penalty of this third quarter and their 10th of the game. So the Red Devils, again, a solid run and would have been 1st and goal, but instead they're moving backwards. And that'll take them out of the red zone double A.
Yeah. And so far in the second half, the story in the second half for both teams, critical penalties eliminating or, limiting at this point scoring opportunities.
Again, 2nd and 18 from the 28-yard line. So Crestwood moving in the wrong direction here. Sommer in the shotgun, rolling. Look out, a screen pass. It's caught by Blasio. No, it's dropped. He couldn't hold it in. And another flag coming in late. There's a third team on the field tonight, double A, and they're wearing yellow. All the penalties we've seen.
Well, but...
a sideline warning for the Red Devils now. The Blue Devils already had one. And that should be, I believe, 5 yards.
But you know what? These penalties are warranted. And that's, the officials, in terms of the sideline, they gave both teams opportunities to, get that under control. And, the officials, they got to do their job.
So the ball not being marked back, it'll be just a loss of down. So 3rd and 18 from the 28-yard line, 7:08 to go in this third quarter. Crestwood with the ball trying to drive and make the most off that interception from the defense. And dropping back, looking out, rolling out, and being caught. No, still on his feet. Look at Summer go. He plants, throws. He's got a receiver. It's up, and it's intercepted. An interception. Messer throws one on the offensive end. This time he gets it back himself. And the Blue Devils retake possession. E.J. Messer.
Solid job by the defense taking away the routes, taking away the deep threat, and the exact same result, both sides. Big penalty creates a 3rd and long situation, and both quarterbacks, their first possession in the second half, throws an interception following the long penalties.
And Mester with a impressive play on the defensive end. Now he's going to try and make a play on offense as the Blue Devils have the ball back inside their own 20 at the 18. 1st and 10. Mester going to keep it himself, break it up the middle, pushing forward, trying to get to the 25. He won't, maybe the 23-yard line. So give him about 5.
This is a very fascinating football game because it really is going to come down to the momentum. And, you know, we're seeing it. We're definitely seeing it. You know, being able to take advantage of critical situations.
Yeah, give Mester 6 actually on that carry. So it's 2nd and 4 from the 24. 6:25 to go in this third quarter. Handoff. Easter on the left side. He breaks through and it's met with a big tackle. That was Nate Blasio with the big stop. And another penalty marker comes down. Physicality too. Both teams getting a little chippy now as the game is still close, 14-7 in this third quarter.
And both teams, is this a hold against the Blue Devils? Both teams thrive on physicality. And, you know, you're seeing it. And unfortunately here for the Blue Devils, a critical penalty, eliminating positive momentum.
Yeah, Wickliffe, if you're wondering, them as well, this is their 5th penalty of the game. Spent a lot of yellow laundry on the field, and you mentioned AA, putting your team and putting yourselves in these tough spots, these long down-to-go conversion rates here. 2nd and 14 after a solid run play from Mester, one of his best runs he's had so far this ball game. And again, just putting yourself behind the sticks a little bit. And that will be a handoff that I believe was to Nunzio Zivnaska, who gets his first carry of the night and gets maybe a yard. And that was Corey Barnauskas who was on the tackle there.
So your job here, if you're Wickliffe, in this possession with a kick of some form. You know, you don't want to throw an interception. You don't want to turn the football over. You don't want to flip the field, you know, like to your disadvantage. You know, if you're not able to get a successful third down, just make sure you don't turn the football over so you have an opportunity to punt.
Now, big third down here for the Blue Devils. Mester going to roll out to his right. Going to keep the ball, throw out, and it is up in the air, and I made it maybe picked off. We're going to wait, and it was. Bryce Gill normally makes the catches on the offense. This time he makes the interception, the 3rd turnover of this third quarter.
It's a tough matchup there on the outside, and Gill does an excellent job there defending. You know, it's a tough matchup, and you just don't want to put your team in that position. But credit Gill there making a big-time play and flipping the field, and they're going to start in Wickliffe territory.
Yeah, so now Crestwood again with an opportunity with good field position. Sommer, shotgun, handing off right side. Blasio carries the ball and gets down. Solid run of about 7.
And every run, Kyle, he is putting his shoulder down. Every single time he's putting his shoulder down, and he is making the physical contact to end plays.
You know, 15 carries, 151 yards for Nate Blasio, the junior, so far in this ball game. 4:30 to go in this third quarter. Sommer going to hand back to him. Blasio takes it up and spins for a big first down and then some. 10 yards. And what a game for the junior Blasio. He's been kind of the constant for Crestwood so far today, AA.
And a credit to their offensive line, creating the gaps. And seemingly every play creating those gaps.
And very much so. As again, it's 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line of Wickliffe. Crestwood driving again. Blasio with the carry. About a 4-yard gain there. As his solid night continues, now 165 yards on the ground with a pair of touchdowns, both of the scores and a 2-point conversion. There was a failed 2-point and a made 2-point in that first quarter for Crestwood. That's how they got that 14 points. Of course, Wickliffe answering with their own touchdown on the ground from Jimmy Feaster in that second quarter, but the score has been remaining 14-7 as we take down time here in this third quarter. Just under 4 minutes, I should say, to go in this frame. But again, Crestwood threatening. 2nd and 7 on the Wickliffe 12. Sommer hands it off again. Spinning down, still on his feet, pushing forward. Blasio with the carry, and that should be, I believe, enough for another first down. It should be first and goal. 7 yards.
And the focus here for the Red Devils right now, finish this drive. No penalties here. Let's not create penalties. Let's play responsible football up front and finish this drive. You got the short field to do it. Open this game up a little bit.
So back in is Januska. Get Wyatt Januska and Bryce Giel in the backfield. Januska gonna hand it off, though. Here we go. And turn inside and a touchdown. Nate Blasio give him his 3rd score of the ball game, and just like that, Crestwood gets back in the scoring frame. 20-7, Red Devils.
Taking advantage of short field, and the thing is, defensively, you got to respect Gill in the backfield. It's almost to the point of, oh no, we didn't even see the tailback underneath coming in to score. When you get him on an angle, it's tough to get the stop.
Same lineup again. Januska going to take the shotgun snap. He's going to roll again. It's Blasio. He cuts back inside, turns, and leads out. And did he get enough? Looks like he may have been just short. And he was just short. So the score is going to remain 20-7 with 2:50 to go in this 3rd quarter. In the lead, of course, for the Red Devils over the Blue Devils here in Wickliffe. Of course, I want to remind you, of course, as we talk about the scoreboard, that tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Independence Business Supply, an Ohio-owned and operated company with full-service facilities in Cleveland, capable of shipping supplies anywhere in the U.S. IBS is a business products dealer providing you with a single source for office products, facility and break room supplies, printing, promotional products, and furniture. Of course, you can visit orderibs.com to learn more about our amazing products and amazing customer service. Well, 2:50 to go in the 3rd quarter, AA, and Crestwood getting back on the scoreboard, but can't convert that 2-point conversion, kind of giving Wickliffe some life. Only down 13.
Yeah, some life there, but an impressive drive for the Red Devils, taking full advantage of the turnovers. And again, you just don't want to, part of learning as a football team, you don't want to just hand over the points. Coach Brasello of Wickliffe talked about going into the game when he talked to you, Kyle, about watch number 2. That was the, watch number 2. Don't let them get loose. Let them get going. And don't give them short field.
It's easier said than done, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Blasio is a fantastic athlete, and it proves with 177 yards and 3 touchdowns as the kickoff is out. That ball is going to be taken by the Blue Devils. Trying to break through, and not much there for Nunzio Zivnaska. Just couldn't get anything on that return. Down around the 30-yard line, that's where the Blue Devils take over. Yeah, AA, 177 yards for Blasio and 3 touchdowns rushing. He also has 2 catches for 24 yards. So you're looking at a guy that, again, really hard to stop, and he's got over 200 yards of total offense in this game.
Yeah, he came into the season with 10 touchdowns already.
Oh, well, he's adding them up.
He is.
What's the school record? We're going to find that out at some point.
Yeah, we might. He is absolutely a touchdown machine, for this young man, and he's only a junior. I mean, he has that opportunity just to keep. And think about it. He's going to be able to build more muscle. He's going to be able to learn and do more things and fully develop more as a runner, the rest of this season and next year.
That's the Messer in the pistol now as Wickliffe looks to try and respond. Handoff. It'll be Jackson. He breaks through with some room to run past the 40 down to the 42-yard line. Ralph Jackson, 12 yards and a first down.
Sorry about that, Kyle. I've been impressed with Ralph Jackson. Very impressed with Ralph Jackson. Just, his burst, his ability to cut through and run the football, it's been pretty impressive.
Yeah, 7 carries, 72 yards on the evening for Jackson. He's been able to average over 10 yards to carry. AA, that burst, you can definitely see it in the numbers, too, as Jackson gets the ball again, carried it to the middle. This time he's caught. And that looks like it was, again, Landon Kunzer that was there on the tackle. Gain of about 3 yards or so for Wickliffe.
And Kunzer is just saying, forget how impressed you are, Mr. AA. I'm going to make the play myself.
And got a Blue Devil currently down. Wait to get word on who that is down the field. Looks like it may actually be Jackson, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic night for Ralph Jackson. Again, 76 yards on just 8 carries this evening. For the sophomore Ralph Jackson, and he mentioned with Wickliffe, so many different people we see run the ball. Looking through this, we do have 6 different players to carry tonight. So you see a lot of different options. Of course, we know that Feaster was the one that got into the end zone. We know Jackson leads the team in rushing right now. We've seen Bobby Plum as well get involved with the running game. A bunch of different players as Jackson has been able to get up, and I think he's walking off under his own power, which is great to see for him as well as his team, because he's been the leader so far when it comes to running the football for Wickliffe.
Yeah, and I'm sure the focus has been for this Red Devils coaching staff, particular Coach John Baldwin, the defensive coordinator for Crestwood. Their focus has been, hey, Wickliffe, they run, multiple packages. It's a different style offense. The wing T, we talked about that going into the game. The 2-back, the 1-back. Seen a lot of 1-back tonight. How to be able to contain that. And the Red Devils have done a good job so far.
And Mester going to roll out, and he's going to keep it himself, breaking to the left side, trying to get towards midfield. He gets stopped. And that was Corey Barnauskas who was in on the tackle.
And the Red Devils are starting to do a much better job defending the perimeter. They have handled business in the interior all game long. That has been a problem. Wickliffe has had advantages on the perimeter. That is starting to be slowed down and contained by this Red Devils defense.
And it's now Feaster in the backfield with Mester here. And a flag coming out. And this looks like it's in the area of maybe a false start or delay of game, possibly. One of the two there for Wickliffe. So 5 yards back, and again, a 3rd and long now. 3rd and manageable. Now we're talking about 3rd and about 8.
I think both of these teams have played. This has been a pretty entertaining football game. And, the one thing that both of these teams, win, lose, or draw, they're going to be talking about tomorrow morning when they watch film. There might be some heads turning away from television when they see the penalties.
As Mester brings them to the line of scrimmage here for this 3rd and long. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. 20-7 the score. Again, in favor of the Red Devils. Mester rolling out to his right. Still rolling, still rolling. He's going to keep it himself. Turn the corner, and he's going to get brought down. Solid chase down tackle. Again, by Crestwood. Looks like even Nolan Huntington was over there as well for the Red Devils.
And again, we're seeing it again here. Crestwood doing a better job of containing the perimeter. They know Mester has the ability to roll outside. He's proven that all game long. But, they're doing a better job of handling that.
And with that double, it looks like the clock's going to run out here, and we're going to end the 3rd quarter. The score 20-7. And the Blue Devils, and actually they're coming back out. A little bit of a trickery play here. No one's on the field. And it looks like maybe a forced to take a timeout. And the clock does run out. That was honestly some of the most entertaining end of quarter play. I want to talk about our lovely sponsor here, and they decided to run back out on the field and make me nervous, but that is going to be the end of the 3rd quarter with your score 20-7. Crestwood on top of Wickliffe here at this fairly new stadium in beautiful Wickliffe, Ohio. Of course, a reminder, folks, the presenting sponsor for us on CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Specialties, of course, include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website. That's www.ohsurgery.com. Of course, thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and CVC TV.
That was so
Any
close.
thoughts on that double A? Yeah.
Well, you know what, though? They sprinted back out with 4 seconds left. Man, if they would have had 6 seconds.
Oh.
Because the only thing was, not everyone was set. On Wickliffe's side. If they were, it would have worked.
That could have been ugly. Yeah, that could have been a big touchdown. Instead, now we're looking at 4th and 6. And, of course, the Blue Devils going to go for it. Messer under center. They've been successful in the past in drawing some offsides here. But they will keep it. Pitch out to the right. Again, Feaster near the first down.
Oh, that's very close.
Oh, the spot doesn't look good. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, Kyle, they're right in front of me, and right here at the 49, they're going to be short.
Yep. Got 5, needed 6, and I guess maybe you talk about a spot here, but it looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs, and Crestwood's going to take over near midfield.
I have to say one other thing as they figure this out on the run-up before the end of the quarter. It almost is, remember, years ago, this is one of the only few good things about Johnny Manziel football.
Careful bringing that up in Cleveland, buddy.
Bear with me here as I bring this up. Kyle Shanahan, remember, he called over, Manziel to the sideline and then had the no look and he motioned his finger. He said, go. And that was one of the trick plays they did back then. And I almost had a little bit of a feel for that a little bit. But I thought that was pretty cool. You let your special teams coordinator cook there.
Yeah, well, Johnny's somewhere smiling that you mentioned him on the broadcast. There you go.
That will not happen again.
Blasio with the carry. He cuts back inside. He gets met by a trio of Wickliffe defenders at the cutting back, and that should have been a loss, but he actually got about 5 yards on the carry.
I want to promise our CVC media director, Steve Hare, Manziel will not be brought up again this season.
You're cutting deep on that one, buddy. Maybe there was a penalty in there. There was holding on Crestwood. So let's move that ball back 10 yards. The play doesn't count. And again, another penalty for the Red Devils. They've been able to keep this lead AA of 13, 2 scores, despite having 12 penalties on the night.
But this is how you keep the Blue Devils in the game.
Yeah.
This is exactly how. Penalties, you invite them back in.
This is now 1st and 20. Pass out to the right. It's caught. And out of bounds near midfield. That is Januska. Looks like he got about 9.5 yards. And A.J. Januska getting those penalty yards back right there.
Yeah, and good response, for the Red Devils. Again, just want to play clean football. That's the focus. Play clean football, execute, go from there.
And tonight, Sommer just 6 of 11 for 53 yards in the interception. Of course, had one of his best games of his young career last week and trying to right the ship on this drive and put a little more points on the board for Crestwood. From Henning right. And that is a carry there from Blasio. And that was Noah Dome on the tackle as well, the senior for the Blue Devils. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long after the 3-yard run from Blasio.
Good opportunity here for the Red Devils. They're going to again, working the substitutions. Good opportunity here to, and I wonder if they're going to keep it on the ground. But Summer has the opportunity. He can get that ball out. Maybe look deep.
And he is going to throw the ball. Summer looking and rolling out to his right. Sets his feet. He's feeling the pressure on his back.
Watch from behind.
And the ball's out. The ball is out. And it looks like there was a Crestwood player that got in there. We're going to try and get a look in and see what we have. Still waiting for the official word, and looks like Crestwood's going to have it. Big 62 down there. Cody Brugman, the senior, able to fall on that ball and keep possession after a big fumble and almost a turnover. And I said Crestwood's going to punt the ball away.
And a great big rush as well there and staying with it there defensively. And these are the things you got to do. You got to force the hand of Charlie Summer. And, he flat out just wasn't able to see the defender from behind, obviously.
Yeah, so that means Crestwood's going to punt this away on 4th of 11. 9:55 to go in the ball game. Solid punt down the left sideline. Ball bouncing back inbounds. The 15 going to keep rolling to the 10. Down to the 9, 8. He tried to push it a little bit, too. Little trick of the trade there. And again, that was number 12 for Crestwood. Zevany Beverly there that tried to just kind of mush the ball a little bit further down.
Just wish it further. Just wish it away.
Get the air current enough. It's not that windy tonight, so if I can get it moving a little bit more, an extra yard or two.
Just push it through.
Still a solid punt. That's going to be
oh, my goodness.
at AA inside the 10 here for Wickliffe. First and 10 on their own 8 with 9:43 to go in this ball game. Blue Devils trying to find some momentum on this drive. They could use a big play, try and get back in this ball game.
Absolutely. But again, it's only a 13-point game. Remember, 2 failed 2-point conversion tries on the Red Devil side of things.
And Messer going to hand the ball off, and a great job swarming a flag coming in. That could be a possible face mask AA down near the 5-yard line. Again, that was Zivnoska that got the carry. There were some hands moving around that facial area down there.
Yeah, you got to be careful, on both sides. You got to be careful on the face mask side of things and also protect that football. That arm is exposed like that, it becomes a bit dangerous if you're the offensive player.
And that is going to be that face mask, so we're going to move the ball up. Looks like it was in incidental contact, so only a 5-yard penalty, but it remains first down. Instead of losing yards, you actually get 5 on that, and it's going to be 1st and 5 now on their own 13 for the Blue Devils. Another penalty for Crestwood, which, again, they're adding up. Number 13 on the night. Nestor in the shotgun. Going to hand to Feaster left side. He breaks through, dives down, lowers the shoulder, and gets near the first down. He may be just short.
Yeah, but good blocking out front. Abuzino up there up front. And anytime these guards have been asked to get out there on a pull block, anything like that, they have come to the charge.
2nd and 1 now for Wickliffe. And Messer going to keep it himself. He breaks through and moves the run to the 50. Down to the 45-40, being chased down and brought down. Big tackle right there from the guy who's been the offensive MVP, Blasio, and a late flag coming in as well. Another flag. We got the blue team, we have the white team, and we had the yellow team tonight.
And that flag came in near, the end of the play?
Right at the end, after the whistle was blown, after Messer got a solid run down the field, but started at his own 17-yard line. See who this is on.
If you got a late flag, and it was a shoestring. It was a shoestring tackle. Great tackle. It needed to be made.
Blasio got there. He had to chase him down because Mestrup was gone. And still waiting to see who this is actually on. It's usually a personal foul. Some sort of issue with that.
Sideline warning. It was sideline.
Another one. Okay.
Yep.
And that's going to bring that ball back. That should be a 15-yard penalty, I want to say. And, yeah, there you go. Ball's going to be brought all the way back to the 48-yard line. And the fans not happy about that one.
And again, that's just, there's just been given several warnings.
Well, it ended up being a 35-yard run nevertheless. So take that from Messer, who's been struggling running the ball tonight, but that's his best carry. And the Blue Devils again with some momentum with 8.5 to go. Feaster breaking left side. He breaks through, still on his feet. Feaster breaks through the tackles of the 30 and down to the 25-yard line. Jimmy Feaster breaks through. Solid tackle and his touchdown saving one at that by Bryce Giel because Feaster broke through and almost got 6.
And remember, we talked in the first half about keeping his Crestwood defense honest, and Wickliffe operated a lot of up the middle carries in the first half that didn't look like it was working. This is why they did it, to open up the gaps in the second half off tackle, and that's exactly what's going on.
Messer going to keep the ball up the middle now on first down and get through the line for a gain of about 3.
The tricky thing when you run an offense like this, there are certain plays that on the base surface, it doesn't work. There are certain plays you just look at it and you're just like, oh, it's just a 1-yard gain, 2-yard gain. Might be stopped the line of scrimmage. And you're like, why are you still running this? The reason is to keep that defense honest and to set them up for the big plays that's going to open up in the second half and especially here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, with 7:40 to go, Wickliffe driving down the field now. 2nd and 7 from the Crestwood 23. Feaster going to get the ball on the left side, try to push through, and he got met almost immediately. No gain.
So now this time, Crestwood has done a better job on the perimeter. We've been talking about that in the second half, but there's opportunity, between the guard and tackle. There is opportunity that's opening up for the Blue Devils. And I don't know if we'll be taking advantage of it because it's starting at 7, but it is there.
And again, this is 4-down territory for the Blue Devils AA, of course, trying to get on the board with another touchdown. Messer in the pistol, taking directions from the sideline.
And the coaches see this as well.
Yep. And that's going to be to Feaster again. He breaks up the middle, turns down, and still pushing forward. Eventually going to get thrown back. So a 4th down and about 5 coming up. As Feaster breaks the 80-yard mark on his 10th carry. He's at 10 for 81 and a touchdown, the lone touchdown for Wickliffe. So here we go.
And I think, Kyle, what you were just mentioning a bit ago, so we got a Blue Devils timeout. I think that play call was with the intent that it was okay if it was going to be a 4th and short situation.
Mm-hmm. Definitely believe that AA is with the time now. We have one more chance to pick the presenting sponsor for CVC TV, of course, Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, and Jill Weber. Specialties for the office, well, it includes dental surgery, implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. Hey, for all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website. What's that? Well, that's www.ohsurgery.com. Of course, I want to thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and us here at CVC TV. All right, 6:24 to go, 4th and 5 from the Crestwood 21. This is a major play for the Blue Devils now if they want to try and get back into this ball game, down 2 scores. And this could essentially maybe even be the ball game AA, the way both teams have been able to run the ball fairly successfully. Now, penalties have obviously gotten in the way of both teams too, but we'll see what happens. Messer actually going to roll out to his right. Still has it. He gets brought down. What a sack. That's 56. That's Jake Eierman, the sophomore, with one of the biggest plays of his young career. Turnover on downs. Crestwood has the ball.
And just attacking there on the perimeter side of things and beating the blocker. Did an excellent job reading that. And the plays that have worked in the first half on the Blue Devils side of things, a little bit different story in the second half with the rollouts.
Yeah, Messerschreiber almost jumped through that sack, but just great arm tackle. That's one thing that Crestwood talked about, making tackles. Did the job there. Blasio with the carry. Gets about a yard or two. 22 carries for Blasio today, 187 yards on the ground, and 3 rushing touchdowns for the junior running back.
And this is obviously, the opportunity here to, you got 6 minutes here. And in a perfect world, if you're Crestwood, you're the last one with the football. Like this drive right here, this is where you want to put it away. But the Blue Devils have stepped up defensively. So, this is not going to be easy to put it away here.
Now 2nd and 8 from the 30 now. 5:40 to go in the ball game. Crestwood holding on to that 13-point lead. And Blasio going to get the ball again, breaking to the right, cutting back inside, past the 35, down to the 36. So give him 6 more yards there for Blasio.
So again, an opportunity here for the Blue Devils, for Wickliffe. Opportunity here to force a 3 and out. Red Devils doing things exactly right. Slowly communicating, slowly getting the play call in. And focusing in on executing a championship level drive here.
Yep, 3rd and short on their own 36. Crestwood looking to move the chains and keep this drive alive and keep the Wickliffe offense off the field. And Blasio again, he's been the workhorse. Carry up the middle, 1st down for Crestwood, and then some, down to the 45, a 9-yard run, a big one for Blasio. He now eclipses 200 yards on the ground in the game. and more importantly, keeps the ball in Crestwood's hands.
And playing a complete game, and that's something that Coach D'Amato talked about this week. They want to play a full game, get a good start in the first half. They did that, and finishing this game off would be huge for this team.
Really would, as the clock continues to tick down, now under 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the ball game. Quiet night for the quarterback, Charlie Sommers, but a big night for Blasio, his tailback. And a flag coming in, another one. And that's in the area of false start. And it will be. So moving back 5 yards. A break for Wickliffe there.
And again, trying to close this one out. The clock's going to roll once again here.
At the 6th penalty of the second half for Crestwood. 14th overall in the game.
Something that both of these teams are going to work on. Crestwood, they got a short week. Their next game is back at home against Beechwood on Thursday next week. So it's going to be short week to get that work on.
And a hard-fought game tonight, no matter the result. It looks like we're going to get a timeout from Crestwood. It's their first. Got 2 remaining, so 3:35 to go in this ball game. 20-7 to score. The Red Devils leading the Blue Devils here on CVC TV. Yeah, Double A, you mentioned it too, honestly, just trying to find the full game balance for the Red Devils. And I'm sure we could talk to Coach D'Amato after the game. He probably would say the same thing. Still doesn't feel like maybe they put it all together yet.
It's still a work in progress, but, they took a big step tonight, depending on if they can close this out. We talked about the first, actually, all 3 of their games. The first, not just starting off slow, but you mentioned the scores. Down 28-0 against Rootstown in week 1. Week 2 they were down 21-8. They only had a 14-13 lead last week. So to 14-7 lead, that's progress, and kind of making that go. And now the next step will be cutting down the penalties. But they did take a big step tonight, and playing what perhaps will be a full, complete game. That's what Coach wanted.
They're trying to lead wire to wire for the first time this season. As Crestwood makes a little bit of a shift there. Again, 1st and 15 from their own 41-yard line. Sommer handoff left side. Again, it is Blasio. He turns back in. Another penalty comes in, a pair of them. Blasio got about 5, but we'll see how this comes down to again.
I want to share this story real quick that we learned as we learned about the penalty here. I was talking with Coach D'Amato, before the game. He mentioned to us that Nate Peters, that's holding against Crestwood. Nate Peters, he's the quarterback and defensive backs coach. He initially brought on Coach D'Amato as an assistant coach years ago.
Yeah, 7-8 years ago, right? That's when he brought him in. Of course, Coach D'Amato in his 4th year as the head coach here. And again, brought Nate Peters back to kind of help Charlie Sommer develop a little more. Is the ball going to be moved even further back from this penalty here again? Now 1st and 25, the 31-yard line for Crestwood.
But that's an amazing story. Just that sometimes you want to surround yourself with guys who've been there and done that. Sometimes, a lot of times with head coaching, it's the day-to-day things that you need that guidance every day. And it's nice to see Coach Peters on this coaching staff.
And you see Summer make a lot of different plays and be big with that. Is Januska going to get the carry on the right side?
And I believe stayed in bounds too.
Yeah, about a roughly 8-yard run.
And Wickliffe calling the timeout there. But, Kyle, that is just an amazing story. Just to, first off, to have the opportunity to, you're in that position of power, to have the opportunity to hire the guy who brought you into the dance in the first place is just incredible. And, we know, on a day-to-day basis, you see head coaches. Sometimes when you're in that CEO position, you sometimes don't get an opportunity to coach, in your positions all the time. And, to have Peters there on the staff to guide Coach D'Amato through some of the day-to-day operations through this program is incredible.
Really is, and that's the reason why he was brought back. We think we have someone special here at quarterback. You know the school, the different culture we want to bring into this group, and again, it's been working very well as Cardinal well on their way here. I should say Crestwood well on their way to a 3-1 record if they can hold on in this game. And again, Peters showing that growth with Sommer. Today, bit of a struggle throwing the ball. Only 11 attempts, 6 of 11, 53 yards, and that 1 interception. But Sommer able still to kind of just navigate the throw and navigate the offense a little bit and kind of know where the hot hand has been. And that has been Nate Blasio tonight with over 200 yards on the ground.
And you still have to respect Sommer as a passer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been the thing defensively.
Again, is a bit of an injury down there for Wickliffe. That being 22, of course, Noah Dome. He's made a couple big plays on both sides of the ball. He'll limp off the sideline. I hope he's going to be okay. As it's 2nd and 19 from their own 37 now. And Blasio again with the carry, cutting inside, pushing the pile through, and I think a solid game as Wickliffe will take what should be their final timeout, I believe.
I've liked what I've seen here tonight for Wickliffe, and Coach Priscilla, he has a good program here. He has a really good program. They got a matchup next week on the road at Grand Valley as we're in conference play in Chagrin Valley Conference. It's a lot of good talent. A lot of good talent on this team. A lot of young talent on this team. But the critical thing for them, they're going to look back and they're going to say to themselves, if we didn't have certain penalties, if we didn't do, certain things, we got to make the game easier for ourselves. And I think that's what they're going to say going into next week. There's opportunities. They had opportunities to get things going here against Crestwood, and the penalties kind of hurt the opportunities.
Yeah, and really both sides of the ball too. I'm sure if you asked Coach D'Amato and Crestwood too, they tell you, hey, yeah, we can't have 15 penalties in a game. Expect to win every single one of those, and like you mentioned, it's been able to kind of balance it all through and control time of possession as well throughout most of it, and lead throughout most of this game as there's 2:50 to go. And Blasio will cut back inside, breaks through. He's still on his feet. Blasio breaks down to the 40. And he's still going to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Hey, Blasio, 58 yards for the score. His 4th of the night. And that, my friends, may just be the nail in the coffin.
And he said, I'm scoring. I'm going to go out there. And you notice his stride opened up, too, as he kept going there. Great job by him. Great job up front by the offensive line. And I think Coach D'Amato, you see the complete game opportunity. He got that. He said, close this thing out. They had the opportunity to do so. And this is going to be a good win here for this team out of the CVC Valley Division.
26-7 the score. Of course, 2-point conversion attempt on the way. Sommer and Blasio back there again. Blasio gets the carry, cuts inside. He reaches out. Ball came out at the end. Official word, he might just be short, and he is. Blasio will be just maybe a half a yard short of that 2-point conversion. So the score will remain 26-7. Crestwood on top of Wickliffe here in your CVC TV Game of the Week. What a game for Nate Blasio tonight, AA. 26 carries, 265 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. And again, we have to comb the record books here to talk about this kind of game he's having in the season that Nate Blasio is having now. 14 rushing touchdowns through 4 games.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and he has to keep this up. He just has to keep this up. And this offensive line is doing that. This offensive line is handling business and making things happen.
Which the crazy part we talked about, too, the size advantage went to Wickliffe.
Yeah, it did.
Going into this game. We talked about some of the guys on the roster that are coming back, too. Mitchell Lindsay, 6'6", 360 pounds on the offensive and defensive line. Like, a lot of those numbers, a lot of those guys back for Wickliffe this week. But again, Bleziel saying, okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Just handle it. But you know what, though? That size, a little bit of, face of that adversity, it's going to help Wickliffe, go forward here. Their game next week is Grand Valley and beyond. That offensive line coming into the season averaging 245 pounds, on that offensive line. So, they're gonna watch the tape, learn, and move forward.
Again, as Crestwood will kick it off. And back comes Wickliffe. Good return coming. Cutting back to the outside. Turning upfield. Again, Zivnoska with the big return. That ball all the way down to the 35-yard line.
So
yeah, Zebaniah Beverly on the tackle too, the junior for Crestwood, but a nice return there on the kick.
Yeah, again, Blue Devils not giving up here. They realize the game doesn't end until the 000 hit. So, and apologies, from me, because I said a complete game. On Crestwood's side of things, I failed to mention the game's not over till his 000.
2:26 to go. It's 26-7. Wickliffe needs to get on the board here fast. Messer in the pistol. Handing off left side. Breaking through is Jackson. We haven't seen him in a minute, and he gets a big run for a first down and then some. 15 yards right there on the carry. What a big run for Ralph Jackson.
And they're getting right back to the line here.
Yep, got to try and move the ball quick here. 91 yards on the ground for Jackson tonight. He gets another carry. Jackson breaks through the middle, still on his feet, pushing through to the 15. Look at the push from the line. Still going all the way down to the 5. 15 more for Ralph Jackson.
Incredible, just driving his legs and carrying. That was an extra, 5 or 6 yards?
Ralph Jackson eclipsing 100 yards on those 2 carries. He's still in the backfield in the pistol. Another carry for Jackson, cutting inside, and this time he's brought down. About a gain of maybe 1.
That's how you attack it. I almost want to see Wickliffe, as soon as everyone gets up, get right back to the line.
You might have to at this point, AA. 150 to go in the ball game. If they have any semblance of hope, you got to try and get this ball in the end zone quick. Messer in the pistol with Jackson again. He'll keep it himself. Messer got caught, and he's brought down. Great job on the rush there. Looks like one of the tackles back there was Bryce Giel. And Blasio was well on the defensive end getting back there.
Yeah, he's working hard defensively. I saw Addis back there as well.
Oh.
And just, they're working. They are definitely working.
Yeah, now 1:15 to go in the ball game. Wickliffe trying to get on the scoreboard here quick, and obviously an onside, quick touchdown. It's still not over, but a lot has to happen. Messer going to throw, end zone, and it looks like it was incomplete. Ball dropped down.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a very entertaining last minute.
Yeah, Noah Dome just couldn't bring that ball in. And not really a jump ball. It was kind of at waist level, but tough throw and catch. Instead, now we're looking at 4th and 7. I should say 4th and goal from the 7.
Yeah, Coach Priscello, 13 years here at Wickliffe, coaching all the way through.
Not going to stop, as this is Wickliffe's last gasp here. Need to try and get into the end zone. Jackson going to block, throw, it's up, it's tipped it in, complete through the back of the end zone, and seeing no penalty, so I think that should do it.
Yeah, good effort there at the end for the Blue Devils. Great return, and Ralph Jackson showing things off at the end. But
you appreciate the fight, right? Especially,
absolutely.
You could lay down after going down now by 19 points in this 4th quarter and just take a knee or run the ball a few times, but they found plays that worked, kept trying to push, and that's Wickliffe's mentality, and we talk about culture every single week, AA. That's something that, again, Coach Porcello has really established in that decade plus he's been here.
Well, it's amazing. Like all these sports that we cover here on CVC TV, across the board, they have ways of teaching different types of lessons. Football, ultimate team sport, and football, the one sport where you are evaluated, yes, on the scoreboard. Yes, did you win? Did you lose? Yes. But you're evaluated through 48 minutes of action. They didn't stop the game when it was 26-7. The action continues, and that's how you're taught that in life. So that's, good on the Blue Devils to finish this game all the way through. But Red Devils, what a statement they put on tonight, Kyle.
Really was. The Red Devils are going to improve to 3-1 on the season. The Blue Devils will fall to 1-3. Crestwood now has won 3 consecutive games. They'll let the clock tick down and take that final knee. That is going to do it. Your final again, a backflip in the end zone too from Blasio. Okay, so we know he's a super athlete. Now he's doing standing backflips in the end zone.
Wow.
And he had a super performance as well. We'll talk
Olympics
about him.
Coming up next summer.
We'll talk about his game in his second AA. Final score, 26-7. The Crestwood Red Devils top the Wickliffe Blue Devils here on CVC TV. AA, your kind of final thoughts for the game as the players meet at midfield to shake hands after a hard-fought win for Crestwood. Kind of perspective from both teams tonight.
We'll start with Crestwood. The Red Devils came in tonight. Blasio, obviously a dominating performance, as you mentioned, throughout. I love how he runs the football. Impressive. I also love how he defends, too.
Yeah.
He has some big defensive plays as well. And you got guys who play both ways. So, if star offensive players can make plays defensively, that's huge as well. But Coach D'Amato, we talked about it all game long. He wanted to see a complete game. It was an impressive first half. There was a few hiccups in the second half, but they were able to close out, take advantage of a few turnovers, and get the solid W. On the Wickliffe side of things, I know 26-7 doesn't seem like kind of what happened here, but up until the final moments, it was 20-7, and they found some things here. They found some openings, and they're going to look back at film, and there were some positive moments that they could take away. But for both teams, and we talk about it ad nauseum, and they're not going to really focus on it tonight, but tomorrow, all the penalties. Both of these teams going in, this is, the officials did their job. There was, if the penalties are being committed, the officials can't run from it. They have to call it. And from some of the encroachment penalties on, one in particular from Crestwood led to a Wickliffe score. So from that to sideline warnings to, critical, false starts, things like that, those are the things that is going to have to be cut down. But as far as the football action itself, I thought both teams did a great job.
Well, our CVC TV MVP of the night definitely goes to Nate Blasio, of course. 26 carries, 265 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the ground. He had 2 catches for 24 yards, and he had 2 sacks tonight on the defensive end. What a complete game from Nate Blasio. Again, he is our CVC TV MVP. AA, your final thoughts as we kind of close out our Week 4 action here from Wickliffe.
Great action throughout. I think Wickliffe has something really special. Again, a new turf that was put down a couple years ago. Also, I have to mention we had to walk a mile to get to the stadium.
Because they're doing some work over here.
Because they are building a brand new school, brand new baseball field that's going to be put in. And a lot of other exciting things that's happening here at Wickliffe. And the first step to the project was here at the football stadium, Memorial Stadium. So a lot of positive things here. I like their direction. And for Crestwood, they're in a very, very tough CVC Valley division, and they need these W's to rack up so they can win the division. Their goal is to host a home playoff game, and they're on their way to doing so. And Kyle, believe it or not, when we join you next week from Middlefield for Brooklyn and Cardinal, we're going to be halfway through the regular season.
That's crazy, man. Blink of an eye, it all went by. How about that? And I just rhymed. That doesn't happen too much.
Exactly.
So there you go, right? Oh, my goodness. Well, the final score again tonight here from beautiful Wickliffe, Ohio, 26-7. Crestwood tops Wickliffe here on CVC TV. I want to thank you so much for tuning into our coverage. Of course, AA mentioned it. Next week, Brooklyn at Cardinal. Again, we'll have that for you next Friday, 7 o'clock, right here on ChagrinValleyConference.com. Of course, for AA Anthony Alford, I'm Kyle Cornell. I want to thank all of our staff and crew behind the scenes, camera guys, everyone in the truck doing the great work for us. Thank you to Wickliffe High School for hosting a fantastic game. We will see you next week here on CVC TV. Good night from Wickliffe.